I spent 7 years developing an RPG Maker. 7 years is a long time working in this particular engine because this engine is very rudimentary. It's designed for developers to learn how to make games and not be used as a commercial game. That's why a lot of games that's made in RPG Maker don't tend to sell a lot of copies. They're considered trash games. There's like over 500,000 developers that uses this game engine, and probably only 24 games or so really make it up there. If they can sell 50,000 copies, then they're really up there. Harvest Island didn't sell 50,000 copies, so I'm not up there. The reason why is because I made a farming game in a game engine that's designed for RPG games. That's why I'm rebuilding Harvest Island from the ground up in Godot, which is a much more flexible engine and can support a game like Harvest Island. In Stardew Valley, there's these hotkeys at the bottom of the screen, and you can drag and drop to use items or eat, but in RPG Maker, you can't do that. There's no drag and drop feature at all. In Godot, you can do that. That's one of the biggest reasons why I'm moving to Godot. It can support farming mechanics. This is why I said that I wasted 7 years in developing an RPG Maker. I shouldn't have spent 7 years. I should have spent a year or two learning how to make games using RPG Maker. And then move on to Unity or some other engine that can support my ideas instead of challenging the norms and trying to prove that as long as the game is good, regardless of the engine you use, you can sell a lot of copies or go viral. But that's not the case. A game really matters a lot for the type of game you're making. So spending 7 years is kind of a bite to the tongue for me, and even worse when you choose the wrong game engine on purpose too. I believe Harvest Island is a very great game. It has a great story, the concept of horror and farming genre combined is very innovative and unique. There was a good reception of the idea when it was brought to attention, but my execution wasn't there. I've watched Twitch streamers and I could feel their frustration from time to time. It was the games engine that bogged me down as a developer. I knew what to fix and I did my best to find alternative solutions, but it still wasn't good enough. The player wanted something else, something that they're more familiar with. I spent 3.5 years making Harvest Island in RPG Maker when I should have devoted that time into Unity, but that didn't happen. So now I have to spend about a year or a year and a half getting a better version of Harvest Island out. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm making a better version of Harvest Island because I know this game is very viral worthy. I played a lot of farming sims when I was younger. I know the farming mechanics to heart. I know what gamers are craving in this video game industry, and there's this giant hole that I see. It's farming and horror combined. That combination didn't exist when I was developing Harvest Island, but I see it more now as the years go by, and I feel like if I don't develop Harvest Island as best as it can be, my window of opportunity of continuing as a game developer will close in the coming years. As games become more polished, gamers have higher expectations. It's very difficult for a solo developer to meet those expectations, and it becomes even harder and harder as the years goes by if you're trying to achieve the game development as a dream job. After 2 years since Harvest Island release, I've made some money for myself, but it's not a lot. I had to pay back a lot of people for making Harvest Island. Translators, marketing, art, other business expenses, and all that money that I made, it went straight to another game I wanted to work on. It was called A Journey's End. I spent a year making that game and trying to push a demo out, but that never happened because I ran out of money. I wanted to do a Kickstarter after the demo was finished. It would have funded the game even more, but turns out my ex-artist used AI in her work, so the entire game's art is trash and I'm back to square one. That's the harsh reality of game development, meeting those expectations. This is also another reason why I'm remaking Harvest Island into a better version of itself, because I'm out of option as a game developer. My window is closing. I honestly wish I was a bit more comfortable. I wish Harvest Island did well. I wish A Journey's End demo was finished and could have supported the Kickstarter, but that's the reality of being a game developer, meeting those expectations and falling a bit short on it. So in this remastered version of Harvest Island, I will meet those expectations. I have a very good engine that allows me to do this, and I'm confident in bringing something very unique to the video game industry, something that I tried to do a long time ago but fell short on it. And if you want to check out the remastered version of Harvest Island, you can join Discord and ask for a key from the community manager.